The chittering swarm approaches slowly. You hear their skittering feet patter as you enter the dank sewers of the town. Before you know it, you're surrounded, as beady eyes look upon you and wonder why you've entered their domain. Hello and welcome to Harvesting Monsters. Today we're going to be talking about a very low-level creature. In fact, it's kind of cliche how often adventurers face this as their very first monster in any dungeon. We're going to be talking about the dire rat, rodents of unusual size. Now, the dire rat is a rat the size about of a domestic dog, usually about 2 to 3 feet in length and weighing about 20 to 40 pounds. Now, these creatures are notorious for being the kind of starter monster, but they still offer a lot to a fantasy setting. They still offer a variety of things. So let's get started with the things that you could harvest from a dire rat. So number one, let's make sure that we have our nothing and our roll twice. Next, let's go to the middle and let's think about the different things that we could take. I think the most common thing people will take are the tails. They're worm-like tails that really freak a lot of people out. As someone who owns rats as pets, I love them and I think they're super cute, but a lot of people think, oh no, the tail is just too much for me. And I don't think that's fair. I think their tails are fine. All right, let's look at the next things. So next, probably their teeth. Now, being a rodent, rats have teeth that constantly grow. So they actually have teeth that just keep coming down out of their skull. So it'd be pretty cool to get some of those. The other thing that we'll add is meat. Considering that they are a very common creature, I feel like that the meat is going to be probably something that's in most people's diets. Their adventurers are constantly killing them. And I'm sure that they could sell that meat. So next time you order a burger in your tavern, ask them if it's made of rat meat. Now there's two more things that I want to put on. The skulls, instead of just getting the teeth, you get the whole skull because none of that's damaged, or some trinkets. Now, I think I know that rats love things. They love hoarding things. They love taking things, especially shiny things. So it's very possible that when you come up into a rat's nest, that there are gold coins, gemstones, and all sorts of things. All right, so let's put some value on that. Rat skull, probably going to be worth a good amount. We're going to put it 15 GP. And when I say good amount, I mean in comparison to the rest. Teeth, 1 die 2, you can have a lower incisors and upper incisors, 1d2. And we'll run those at 8 gold pieces each. Tails, probably a little bit more. We're going to run 10 GP. Meat, real low, pretty common. So if a whole pig is like a silver piece, we're going to say the meat from this rat is going to run probably about 1 silver piece. Now trinkets, this can be a variety of things, and I think it should be a range of a die 20 times 2 GP. So this can be gold pieces, this can be gems, lots of variability depending on what the rat has, but you could strike it real big. Okay, next let's talk a little bit about the rat creature's abilities, because they actually have a lot going on for them. So first things first, let's talk about the fact of the stigma that rats are very dirty. So in D&D and Pathfinder, rats carry a disease called filth fever. and they transfer that through all sorts of things, mostly through their bite. The other abilities that they have is they have very good movement. They have a climb speed, a swim speed, along with their movement speed. So we're going to go through and we're going to talk about those things. But I want to talk about another thing that rats have. Rats are known for being very healthy and hardy creatures because they live in such dirty environments. They can withstand it. They're also considered kind of like a fortune because they hoard so many things. They can be seen as symbols of good luck and good fortune, as in money. So we're going to use those to kind of bring it in. So the skull disease in my game, and feel free to take this. I want diseases to be a little bit more difficult. So I usually have, if you get a disease, you need to get a piece of that creature that gave you the disease that's worth at least 10 gold pieces to actually make the cure your disease spell work. So it's like a material component. I do require a material component for remove disease types of things. Same for remove curse. Skull gives disease and health. Maybe intelligence. Rats are incredibly smart. They're as smart as dogs. And they're capable of feeling empathy and love. So maybe wisdom too. Teeth. We're going to put dex. They do get the weapon finesse feat as a free feat. And we're going to put disease again. We're going to put dex and swim for this one. We're also going to put climb because we don't have any other place for it. Meat. This is going to be food. And it can give any of these bonuses if prepared properly. Food. And then trinkets. It's just treasure. It doesn't have to have any particular ability tied to it. So we're looking at this and we're already kind of off to the races with a really good start. Let's now move on to what kind of magical items you can make with it. Alright, so for me, I kind of took a look through the core rulebook to see what items might already be made with them, and I came across an item called the Periapt of Health. The Periapt of Health gives you immunity to all diseases. So remember how I was saying rats are very hardy creatures that deal in filthy environments and are very immune to disease. So I think this is actually a good item to start off with, a good example. So that's worth 7,500 gold pieces. Obviously a pretty low tier item. Probably looking at like level 5 to get that, just to become immune to it. I believe paladins get their immunity to diseases at level 3, so level 5 is a very ideal level to be getting this item. Now, I actually created 2 particular items for the rats. The first one I call is the Scavenger Claws. Now, the Scavenger Claws, they don't do any damage, but they are gloves, kind of fashioned in the way of rats' hands. And they give +5 to climb and +5 to swim. Basically, we're using the rat's modes of transportation and you're modeling it after that. So, if we want to calculate it out, remember for skill checks, you take the bonus, which is going to be 5, you square it, you times 100. We're going to do that twice. Alright, because 2 abilities. Now these abilities are very alike. They're both skills and they are both ways to move. So because of that, we're actually going to multiply the second one by 0.75. Alright, so far so good. And when we calculate all that out, we get 2,500 plus 1,875. Real nice and easy. And we add it up, we get 3,375. Now I really like low tier items like this. And I like skill items a lot. They kind of trivialize a lot of skill challenges, and some DMs don't like that. They don't like, oh, I put this huge chasm in front of you, and you just kind of climbed on the wall across it. But I think it adds magic in such a way that most people don't see. Yeah, you could fly, and it just gives the players the ability to solve problems in unexpected ways. Maybe they climb up the wall to take down a vampire who's using their spider climb ability, and they fight on the wall. They scale a cliff to save the child who's been swept up by griffins. They climb up a cliff to take a griffin's egg. So I really appreciate giving skills on magical items. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, leave a like and share it with your friends. Also, subscribe to my channel for new videos every Sunday and Thursday where we dissect various fantasy monsters to learn what lore and magic they can add to your role-playing game. If you have a request for a creature, please leave it down in the comments down below and I'll break it down for you and your friends to use in your own game. Alright, thanks again. Keep at it. See you guys next time. Peace.